Right then guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video. We are here for the Newcastle versus Fulham preview. We have a guest on the channel today. It is Matty from the Magpie Channel. How are you?
All good, mate. I'm good. Enjoying this round of golf today.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a hold up here, so I thought, you know what, let's jump on. Let's preview the game for the weekend. It is the end of the international break.
Thank God. Lord have mercy. Finally.
Yeah, not too great for England, was it, to be honest?
Not too good at all, no. I mean, the Germany game was entertaining. Goals. Still, that's 6 games that will win now, leading into the World Cup.
First time in 29 years that England haven't won in 6 games.
Wow, is it? That's bleak, heading to Qatar.
It is, and I am looking forward to the World Cup, but the international breaks are never that fun. No. You could say that Newcastle had a worse international break than England because of the number of injuries that have been popping up.
I hate the international break so much, man. Isak, he's only been here a few weeks, not even that. And he's injured already. He's just trying to find his feet in the league. Young foreign player. He's started off well, scored a couple of goals. The last thing you need is a spell on the sidelines, and especially for what looks like a month or so, with some big games coming up, it's a big blow for us. And obviously we had a scare with Bruno. He seems to be all right.
Fingers crossed.
So we'll wait and see, but it hasn't turned out too well.
Yeah. We'll come on to the lineups in a moment, but we'll start off with Fulham going down to Craven Cottage. They've done okay since they've come up. Obviously, the man we know about is Mitro, running the show. What have you made of him since coming back to the Premier League?
Proving the doubters wrong, proving the haters wrong. I said he is good enough for this league, and I got a lot of stick for it, and that was a while ago. Yeah. And he's proven it now that he is. You know what I mean? You got to think, when he came to Newcastle those years ago, he had such heavy hopes and high standards on those shoulders. He was only a young lad when he was at us, and he had a lot of expectation on him. He was leading the line in a defensive side as well. He's playing for Marco Silva now, who's playing some really good football, free-flowing football. And you can see that his goal scoring record in the Championship was ridiculous. I think it was record-breaking, 46 goals, whatever it was. And this year in the Premier League, he's doing it again. Started off on fire, started off strong. His all-round play is excellent for me as well. He's a real handful. You'd be any defender that goes up against Mitrovic across Europe, not just the Premier League, wouldn't fancy it.
No.
You wouldn't want that day at the office playing against Mitro. So he's going to be tough. He's going to have a point to prove against us, and I worry for what he could produce on Saturday, to be honest. Yeah,
absolutely. I think that's one thing that Fulham are doing this time round in the Premier League, is playing the way he wants to play, playing to Mitro's strengths. Yeah. You know how well he did in the Championship. You've got to use that player the best way you can, and I think he will cause a bit of trouble for us going down there. You know, away in the Premier League, no game's an easy game. I think we are quite strong defensively, though. I'm hoping we can try and keep him under wraps.
Big Dan keep him under wraps.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It'll be interesting to see what lineups we do go with, because Eddie Howe loves to mix things up, and we are recording this before the Eddie Howe press conference, so we don't know the exact update on injuries. Having said that, I really doubt Eddie's going to come out and reveal who's available. He's not going to do that. So really, I think it could well be an hour before the game before we fully know who's available. Despite the injuries, the good news, or hopefully good news, is that Wilson and Maxi didn't go on international duty.
Yeah.
And we could well see Wilson for the first time in a while.
Yeah, that's the one positive. We don't want to try and be super negative. Obviously, the return of our number 9 is massive. Yeah. It's just because you just worry about how long will he be here for. You know, I would not be surprised if within the 10 minutes at Craven Cottage, Wilson pulls up and he's out again. Do you know what I mean? That's the fear that comes with Callum Wilson now. But it's a big bonus that he's there. Hopefully, he's at least fit for a handful of games where Isak's out as well. So we need Wilson to, and again, look at the expectancy on Wilson is there to score goals immediately. He's been sidelined for weeks, and we already think, well, at least Wilson's fit, he'll score. It's a lot, isn't it? Straight away to put on when he hasn't been playing for a while.
It is.
So, but it's good news. He's a natural goal scorer. We love Callum Wilson. And I think it'll be too soon for St. Maximin, though.
Think it'll be too soon?
He might be on the bench, but I definitely don't think he'll start.
Oh, I'm hoping he does. I think you look at some of the players that obviously played while Maxi was out. Almiron, Fraser. The thing is, you know, I have criticised some of these players in the past, and it's a strange one, because I feel like when Miggy plays with Maxi, they kind of counterbalance each other quite well, because Miggy will do that chase and he will put that pressure on, but Maxi's the guy you kind of need to take the ball in the box. Yeah. When Maxi's not there, it makes Miggy and Fraser look even worse, because they aren't those players. And we have definitely, even Eddie Howe said himself that we've missed Maxi, so I'm praying that he is back if he can be.
I think you're right about the balance of Almiron and St. Maximin, because look, I think Almiron's been pretty good this season, but he's still not putting up the numbers, and that ultimately is what he's there to do in the final third. I love him as a grafter. I like he's getting in some good areas, but again, the numbers aren't there on the board for assists and goals, so he's not offering enough. I really thought Ryan Fraser would have a good game against Bournemouth. He's ex-side in the last fixture. He didn't perform at all.
Yeah.
We're just lacking massively in that final third. I think that game was crying out for a Maxi against Bournemouth, and this one probably the same against Fulham. What I will say is that I hope, we haven't touched on it yet, but Elliot Anderson's fit, because he could be a difference maker. He's signing a new contract. He's been looking good this season. I think we missed him as an option off the bench against Bournemouth, so he could provide a difference at Craven Cottage.
I was going to ask, should it come to Maxi not being available, would you look at Anderson potentially ahead of Fraser?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, Fraser's done nothing for me for quite some time now. Like, I can't remember the last time Ryan Fraser had an impactful game.
Yeah, I felt like he was.
Oh, he did well there. That was a good cross or a good chance. When was the last time that happened with Ryan Fraser?
It felt like he was kind of on the bounce when Eddie Howe came in, but since then it does feel like it's kind of dropped off a little bit. So in terms of a lineup, Pope and goal, I'm assuming.
Yeah, let's hope he's not bothered by that mistake against England, because he looked poor for England the other night, I've got to be honest. He looked good against Italy, but he looked shaky, he looked nervous the whole game, even before the mistake for the third goal.
I have to say, I think even if Nick Pope played two absolute blinders and won us the games, Gareth Southgate would have still started Pickford.
Yeah,
I don't think it mattered what Pope did, but having said that, you'll still be disappointed that he didn't quite play the
position, because to be fair, Southgate showed faith in him. I thought Ramsey would have started against Germany.
Yeah.
He kept his place, but you're right. I mean, we all know Southgate picks his pals. That's why Harry Maguire's still there.
Yes.
And Luke Shaw. So, Pickford will be starting at the World Cup, but hopefully Pope can continue his form for Newcastle.
Yes, and
that's the most important thing.
Yeah, and he's had a great form for Newcastle, so hopefully we'll see that on Saturday. Trippier and Target, I'm assuming, are nailed on. Yeah. So let's talk about the centre-backs.
Well, Botman didn't travel with the Netherlands, did he? He chose not to play for the under-21, so that's good news for us. No injury there. But Bain against Mitrovic could be a shout, I think.
Right.
Very tough battle between the two strong blokes, physical presence for both of them. So I'd probably. Do you try Botman and Bain together? Shaw seems to have his place, so
yeah.
I don't know.
I think it'll be Shaw. I think the question mark over Botman and Bain.
B&B.
Yeah, well, I think Burn played the last game, didn't he? So I would potentially go Botman for this one. But then again, if Eddie Howe threw Lascelles in, I don't think I'd be surprised, to be honest, because he likes to mix it up with whoever he wants.
Yeah, that's true, right?
Because even Lascelles played against Liverpool, and I thought he did all right.
He did, actually.
I'll go Botman and Shaw, and then three in the middle. Well, if Bruno's fit, he plays, obviously. Do you think he'll be back?
Yeah, I think Bruno will play. So we'll be looking at Bruno, Willock and Sean Longstaff, I think.
Not Joe Linton?
Oh, sorry, I mixed up. Right. I think maybe he might not start Bruno, he might not risk him. He might fancy Sean, could probably do a job at Fulham.
Yeah.
A bit more robust in midfield. Joe Linton and Sean and Willock maybe with a bit of leg. So maybe you don't risk Bruno straight away. Maybe you do. Maybe bring Bruno on with 50, 60 minutes.
Well, that's the thing. He started the game last time, didn't he? And he didn't quite get into it. He's just back from injury, and it's understandable. So maybe it is a move to actually try and bring him on later.
Yeah,
I do really like Willock, but I also feel like he started the season a little bit slow.
I know he's getting some into the box again. He's getting into some good positions to try and score a goal, but he's struggling with that cutting edge. Like that loan spell he had was just ridiculous, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And now we haven't seen anything close to that.
No, and then we're hoping it'll be Wilson up front. If it's not, I don't know who we're playing there, because both
Joe Linton make the up front.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I
seen a comment in the on the last video saying Joe Linton a shout, so it could well be.
Well, there's no other option.
Yeah.
If Wilson's not fit, Wood's not fit. Wood's got a rib injury. He's 50-50. I don't think he'll play. So there's literally nobody else.
God.
What's this Australian kid doing? Can we get him straight in?
I know, yeah. Get him in now.
And
then Maxi one side, and then I'm assuming Anderson, depending on whether Maxi's fit. And then, as I say, it's a tough one, isn't it, when you don't know who's available?
I think it'll be Almiron, Fraser and Wilson.
You think?
I don't think Maxi will start. I don't think Anderson will start, come back from injury. And we've just been slating Ryan Fraser, so Fraser-Wilson combined for a goal.
Let's see it. And then, predictions? Are we going to grab something in this game?
Yeah, I'm going to go for a 1-1.
1-1?
Yeah, and I don't think 1-1's a bad result away from home, especially with the injuries we've got. Fulham are playing well. As long as we don't get beat, I'd take that 1-1, to be honest.
Yeah, I generally say that, you know, a draw in the Premier League away from home against pretty much anybody you play is a good result, especially for a Newcastle side who have got injuries and are just trying to build their way up the league. So I'll join you there. I'll go 1-1. Thanks for coming on, Matty. If you're not subscribed to the Magpie channel, I will put Matty's link down in the description. Done a great video on his channel where you'll see a little bit more of the golf as well, so be sure to go and check that out.
Have a good laugh.
And be sure to let me know your predictions for the game down below as well. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you later.